Hello and welcome to the Dream Team Tonic podcast. My name is Scott, and in today's episode, we've got regular co-host Ben. How are you getting on, Ben?
Not too bad, mate. Quite busy, but yeah, looking forward to the show.
Powering through dry January.
Yeah, I'm on the old Agua.
Yeah, Coca-Cola. There's a change of character going on. And then also making his debut today, we have a special guest, popular member of our Discord community. We've got Anthony. Welcome to the podcast.
Cheers, chaps. Thank you for the invite, as I say,
Welcome.
for today. It's absolute mare to start with, but we powered through it and let's deliver a good pod, eh?
I've just realised actually we've pulled you away from watching your own team.
It's my mistake. I totally forgot it was on.
I'm sure we've done this before to someone as well, haven't we? Pulled them away from watching their own team. It's usually you and Leicester, isn't it, Ben?
Yeah.
Before we get started, I just wanted to say thanks to all the Discord community, our Patreon community that are in the chat at the minute. We've got C Tobes, good evening. We've got Nathan Wisby. We've got Graham in the chat. We've got Paul Jones, Russell, and that's it for the minute. And I wanted to shout out the new Patreon members. I've just noticed, I think one's in there as well. But we've got James McClure, Michael Wetton, Rusty, who I think might be Russell. So hello, Russell, and Jordan Westwater. So welcome all to the Patreon community. We've got a few warm-up questions to get to know you quickly, Anthony. So I'll just scroll up to these ones. But
Looking forward to this one.
Just so the community get to know you a bit better. But first one was, how long have you been playing fantasy football and then Dream Team in general?
I'd imagine, I'd say from the 17-18 season, I believe I started. It'd have been a good 6 or 7 years now, I think. Apart from that, the Dream Team was the first ever fantasy game mode that I played. Never played FPL or anything like that. Just started off with mini leagues, really, with powers, and I've slowly got better over the years.
Yeah, I think that was the same as me. I found Dream Team first. It doesn't seem like that's always the way, though, is it? But then you found us trying to get the edge, did you?
Yeah, I did. I kept the same guy kept winning year in, year out. So I still haven't won, but this is going to be my first year. I can feel it. 100-point lead. I think I've got it in the bag.
And did you say have you started playing any of the other fantasy games as well, or is it still just Dream Team for you?
Yes, I'm on. What is it? FPL? Is it the fantasy football one? Yeah, FPL. I'm on that one. Trying to get my head around that one because that is actually my first year on that.
Nice.
So I don't
Dream
know
Team
what rank
through
I
and
am.
through.
Yeah. I just think it's just easier for me to understand. But on the FPL one, as I say, I think we're doing like a head-to-head league, just a group of mates, and it's good fun.
Well, you mentioned you started off with your mini leagues, and you still yet to win your mates one.
I'm still yet to win it. Yeah, we normally do like tennis in that's 25, so it's good money. Or winner takes all, but same guy just wins it every year by like 200, 300 points. So this year I've got the edge. So it was only the end of last season I started listening to this pod, and it's helped me out quite a lot because you really realise so many things. Like so many people have got good points. That makes me think. I never thought of that.
Yeah, it's quite a lot of good players in there. Well, there's good players in there all the time, but there's a lot of like higher finishers at the moment. It seems like in the league.
Well, so. In the Tonic, we got someone that's 26 that joined the other day. We got someone that's in like the top 10 as well.
I think we've had a few top 10s, yeah.
Yeah, the Coles was like 13th at one point, I think. It was famously raging on about. I think he's below 80 now.
He'll be in the chat somewhere soon.
I keep saying,
what was
until I play part of the bus.
Finish? What's your best finish so far?
I think it's around 700 odd. I don't know the exact figure, but it's around 700 odd, and that was a couple of years ago.
And
so I'm doing better now. At the moment, I'm I believe it's 386 at the moment, so it's a lot better. The highest I've been this year was in the 36 or something when I famously had the Doku max captain before Haaland ruined it.
That was class. I remember that.
Yeah, Haaland ruined it in a double game week. I believe against Bournemouth as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think
someone
so.
Absolutely killed me. Took me from 30 odd to back to 200.
Well, that was quite different. That max captain move was quite different when Doku had it. So that sort of leads into this one quite well. But I was going to say, we've put down, what's your, how would you describe your approach to playing? Are you quite a safe manager or a bit template, or do you go for it? Are you a bit gun-ho?
I don't think, I like to have players that I want to hold on to long run. So, you've got your players like Trent, Trippier, the players like they're always going to deliver. You're obviously going to get one bad game or two bad games out of them, but I think you're better off leaving him in there for the long run. But obviously, I have got my own gun ho as well. Like Elise, like that could have gone horribly wrong. Could you imagine if he actually only scored 5 points, 10 points in total, then injured the next game? How much would that have affected our rank?
Yeah, you could say if he played both games, he could have scored a shitload.
Yeah, I think he definitely would have started the next game, seeing their lineup, definitely. And I think he would have offered a bit more. But no, I think I'm calculated. I like to go five weeks ahead, so at least 3 or 4 fixtures ahead. Like how we talk about now, I don't want to get caught out with too many Chelsea Liverpool players in the double game weeks, but that's for later on anyway. But yeah, I'd say a bit of a chancer, but calculated. But chances when I need it.
Definitely a chancer with that Elise pick, Ben?
That was a calculated risk.
Yeah,
makes me feel better.
And then the last one was going to just say is, any tips? You got any tips for a successful season?
Tips for join the Dream Team Tonic podcast helps because it helped me out because now I'm doing a lot better than what I am. But yeah, don't rush into transfers. Don't be scared about changing the team 20 times in 1 week because I do it all the time. I have about 15 different players in. But yeah, just my tips would just be to clear heads and always look at fixtures ahead. Don't get caught up in the next 2 games. Always look about 4 or 5 games ahead before you make assumptions. But yeah, that's me.
And then
short and sweet.
The only last one I forgot was just any thoughts on what do you think of the new format? I know we cover this every.
I love it. As I say, where I am a little bit gun-ho and calculated, but I love the 2 transfers every week. I think it just gives you options for injuries, AFCON. I like it. I think it's more fun because you're thinking about stuff every week now, where the old one, that's you sorted for like 3 weeks sometimes, and it's just like, same old next week. Do you know what I mean? So I do prefer the new one.
Ash has got a question for you in the chat.
Lovely.
Noticed you look a bit chilly. He said, "Have you got heating on?"
No, I haven't got heating on. The boiler's blown.
The
boiler's blown. Yeah, so I've got no heating. Cheers, Ash. Thank you for that. Right, I'm going to get absolutely ridiculed.
Nah, you're good. You're good. Before we're going to just go into some team updates, and we'll lead with your team. But just before we do, if you're in the chat, do leave a like, drop a comment in the chat box, let us know you're there. And then this is going live to all of our patrons in the chat. But if you'd like to become a Patreon member, we'll leave a link in the description below. You get early access to the pods, you get the Discord community, exclusive articles, a ton of stuff. So there'll be a link in the description below for that. And just leave a like and comment on this video. But we'll get straight on to the team updates. So do you want to talk us through your team this week, Anthony?
Right, yeah. So where should we start with? So as I say, Watkins, not very good. He's on the chopping block. I'm happy with Jota. He's done it again, isn't he? Off the bench. And he's chipped in with something. You've got to think he's got to start now.
I hope so.
Yeah, but
Surely.
Jota got me. Yeah, she has to. You'd think so. So Jota was at 4 points. As I say, I've got Foden. He's always been good. He's going to be there till the end now. Saka, same. I want to see a bit more from Saka. I think for what his price is, I'd like to see a bit more. But as I say, till the end of the season. Elise, unfortunately, with the injury, I'd had Salah and Son, so I thought I'd take the price rise and Elise keep him in there.
Mm-hmm.
So he had to go. Odegaard, standard. I like Odegaard. I think he's starting to play good football now. He looked good the other day. He looked a real threat, and I think he deserves some more points than what he actually has at the moment. Cole Palmer, good transfer. I brought him in, made him as captain. I was going to have Sterling, but someone put me off on that one, so I had to stick with Cole Palmer. And then Trippier, done well, got me 10 points. Happy with Gusto. Can't go wrong. 2.2 million, 2.3 million, 10 points. We've got Trent. He's done well. And I can't pronounce the goalkeeper's name. Focario, is it?
Focario, yeah.
But 7 points. Yeah. I mainly weird with keepers, but I went for him because obviously good for save points. Do you know what I mean? And you can get the bonus of maybe having a clean sheet on top.
Did you start off with one of the cheap? Did you start off with was it Johnston?
I started with Johnston, yeah. And that was, I only done that because, as I say, the pod, because everyone was on him. And it just made sense too. Do you know what I mean? Because previous ones, I would have gone for an expensive keeper. But as I say, I've learned a lot more now being on this.
Yeah, I can't remember whose call that was first, but a lot of us jumped on that, didn't we?
What was he? 1 point? Did he start?
1.5, wasn't he?
5, yeah.
Something like that.
And
Ben specialises in a cheap keeper, don't you?
Yeah.
Oh, could you imagine?
Big up front and cheap at the back.
Yeah.
Got any questions, Ben, for Anthony's team?
So what transfers did you make this week?
What for the next game week?
No, for this week. What transfers did you bring Jota in this week?
Yeah, so I took Jota in. He was for Son, which I'm happy about. As I say, I'm surprised he didn't start, but I think he's going to get starts now. And Cole Palmer was for Salah. It was stuck in between. It was the Sterling and the Cole Palmer, but I just thought Cole Palmer was more of a safe pick, where Sterling was going to be more of a risk. So I went with safe in the end. But they were my two transfers, and then obviously Elise's obviously got to go next. Unfortunately, anyway, as he's out till end of Jan.
Yes, seems like it's going to be a little while, doesn't it? Is it confirmed how long? To say a few weeks?
Just says ruled out.
I'm sure it said ruled out until the end of January.
Yeah, I thought Jota was going to start that game as well, like you. But I guess if he was going to start one of the two, it's the Fulham game you want him to start.
Yeah, well, you look at all the team leaks. All the team leaks were saying Núñez out and Jota starts, and then it all changed. So, but look, yeah, you start Fulham. If you've still got him as captain, I'm sure he's gonna do well for you. Whoever has Trent is laughing.
Should we go on to yours, Ben?
Yeah.
Right.
93 points this week. I brought in Palmer and Jota for Olise and Salah. Captain Palmer as well. Just like you say, he's been on penalties for Chelsea. Sterling wasn't in the team last week, so I wanted to go safe, make sure I got Palmer in. I definitely wanted Palmer, and then it was between like Jota and Sterling in the end. But I had a bit of FOMO with Jota. I just thought I need to get him in because if he does go off, I'll be gutted. and it was the other way around in the end. I did look at the fixtures, and I was thinking 2 championship games there for Chelsea would be a good week to bring Sterling in, but I just went with Jota in the end because I just thought he's more guaranteed to play.
They made it really difficult, didn't they, at first in that game?
Yeah.
But then,
All 4 goals game in the second half. So I've got Dubravka 8 points in goal. Trippier was a doubt, wasn't he? But he ended up coming through for us 10 points.
What a legend that was, by the way. I was freaking out about that because obviously he was a player I decided to keep in, and a lot of people took him out, didn't they?
Yeah.
And I think he'd be. And I feel we would have gained some ranks out of that, I believe, out of the trips.
Yeah, definitely. He's at 25% owned in the top 1K now. So he's gone down.
Yeah, top 1K.
Yeah. Alexander Arnold's 99% owned in the top 1K now. So he got me 9 points.
Do we know what Trippier was owned before the injury sort of scare? Do we know?
It would have been over 50%, I would imagine.
Wow. Yeah.
Gusto I brought in last week. He got 10 points.
He looked good. He did look
Up
good.
the Gusto.
What's that, Anthony?
Up the Gusto. Little gem he is.
Bowen 14 points out of nowhere. That was quite a good one. Foden smashed 2 goals in. Saka 5. Watkins didn't start but came off the bench. Nunez only 2 points, and Jota come off the bench and got 4. So I've still got 5 players to play. So I'm pretty happy with that. I've gone up. Now I'm up to top 6K now. Finally, another 2K off my rank. That's 5K rank in the last 2 weeks.
I wish I went up ranks that much. I tell you.
It gets harder once you get near the top.
Of course, yeah,
you're chopping it down at the minute, aren't you? Really? That keeps. Yeah. 93 is a good week. That, especially look at that defense as well. That's perfect, isn't it, at the back?
Yeah.
And how many have you got still to play then? So is that Jota?
5.
It's I forgot to say, Ben, looking a bit template into that team.
Yeah, we'll see what your team looks like in a minute.
We're spending too much time podding together or talking to each other, I think, because this is my team. Was it one player different?
One player different, yeah.
It's a big difference though this week. So 81 points for me, 2,082 in total. I've got Dubravka in goal, got me 8. Gusto 10 points. I've got Saliba in my team, where you guys have both got Trippier. Just the 1 point for Saliba, so that's disappointing. Trent with 9 though, still doing all right. Got Palmer like everyone else, but didn't put the armband on him, and I was quite shocked that Palmer's 48% captained in the top 1K.
Yeah, that I was really surprised about that. I thought it'd have been pretty close.
I mean, he is highly owned, so I guess it was always a chance, but I did think more people might go for Trent, Jota, Nunez, potentially.
I was definitely. I was on Jota before I changed last minute. No, actually, that's a lie. I had Nkunku in my team, and I had him as captain, so I was going to chance it.
Dodged one there,
right? And then someone leaked something about him being injured, or he said he won't start, and it saved me. That did, because I could have got burnt heavy. But I was happy with myself with that Nkunku captain. I thought, I'm going to sneak right up now. I thought he's 1%. I didn't even say anything in Discord. He was like 1.1% owned. What I was on to saying.
He was 2%. He was 2% captained, Nkunku.
Wow.
In the top 1K. Even Salah was 2% captained. So
you never know. That's what I mean. The chance, But look, next game he might start and bang a hat trick. But I think he won't be out. They rushed him in too quick, didn't they?
Yeah, it seems like
a bit like Paquetá yesterday. No need.
So Palmer, I've got him, but kind of hoping that he doesn't do anything, seeing as he's that highly captained. And I've got Saka 5 points, Bowen with the 14, Foden with 16. Both of them are okay. Just got to hope that Bowen's fit for the next few. He's getting a scan, isn't he?
I'm worried about Bowen.
And then
I'm
just Watkins with 1. Jota was my captain, so 4 points up to 8. I went to the Arsenal game, and it's pretty bleak. But I must say, on the way out, that was the only thing. As that second goal went in, that's when everyone just started pretty much leaving.
Did you give it a little fist pump?
I was like, at least I got a little something out of it.
Yeah. Did you give it a little fist pump when you find out you got the assist?
Maybe on the inside, maybe. I didn't want to deck it there.
Oh.
And then Núñez with 2 points. And I can see that James has tuned in, especially from Venezuela, just to take in my tears about the Liverpool game. Hello,
God,
James.
don't you worry about that. They ain't got no number 6. They're going to be in trouble.
But yeah, that's my team. I'm actually quite confident, that Jota could still go on to maybe equal or beat Palmer. So
yeah, I
we'll
would
see.
say like 4 points is it's bad, but it's not terrible, is it? Really? Because when you count them forwards, they don't really get bonus points, do they?
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see how that next game goes.
You're going to want at least 2 goals. I think you'll be happy with a goal, but
yeah,
target.
Two goals. I think would have to swing it. I reckon.
Yeah. Look at
one
Darwin the other day.
One question for you there from Nathan. Where are you with your chips at the moment? Have you played your part of the bus?
Yes, I did. No, part of the bus I haven't. That's saved. I've got a game week in mind for that. Thanks to someone in the Discord. I used the 12th man on, I believe it was like game week. Someone can check for me, but game week 6 or 7 on Odegaard, and he got me 20 points.
Nice.
For 12th man. I think it worked out quite well.
And
then obviously the famous Max captain on
Doku.
Yeah.
Which if Haaland never really scored any goals, what would it be like now? But yeah. So I've still got part of the bus, and 300 odd. I think I don't know if it's like 130 odd points off like the first. So I think I'm still in reasonably quite a good position.
I've got a few. Just quickly checking the last. Last few questions. One for me from Seth. Fancy Kivior up front. Yeah, he's got some header on him, hasn't he? That Kivior. That was decent. That. Yeah, I think that's why waste our money getting Ivan Toney in when he's got a head on him like that. And then I think you're getting a bit of stick for the Man United shirt as well.
Oh yeah, I see someone because Ryan won it.
Definitely a fan.
Yeah. It's always the Southerners, isn't it? Always the Southerners that make fans.
Cockney man.
Look, if it makes you feel, my parents are Liverpool fans, so we hate each other.
Yeah, James was expecting that Dream Team Tonic shirt, not the Man United shirt, but that'll be with you soon.
It got sent out. Yeah,
it will be with you.
If I come on again, it'll be on. Don't worry.
Right. Next up, well, we've not really had that much time to put it into our planning for this pod because it was only drawn about an hour ago, wasn't it, or an hour and a bit?
Exactly. But I was running like a headless chicken looking for a charger.
But we are going live to Ben for our FA Cup draw.
Yeah, like you said, it's only been just drawn. I've updated the fixture grid on the Patreon. So it's Watford versus Southampton, Blackburn versus Wrexham, Bournemouth, Southampton, West Brom possibly playing the Wolves, Black Country Derby if they beat Brentford, West Ham or Bristol City versus Forest or Blackpool, Leicester got Hull City or Birmingham City, Sheffield Wednesday, Coventry, Chelsea Villa, that's a tough one, isn't it?
Big game.
Ipswich, you got Maidstone. Liverpool's got a nice one. Norwich or Bristol Rovers. Tottenham entertain Man City. Got Leeds play Plymouth. Palace or Everton versus Luton or Bolton. Newport or Eastleigh possibly playing Man United or Wigan.
Mm-hmm.
Sheffield United and Brighton and Fulham play Newcastle.
Nice.
Any jump out to you guys, Anthony?
There's some good fixtures on there, isn't there? I'm a bit annoyed, really. There's a few of them Prem on Prem, really, isn't there? I was hoping Man City were going to get Mason, to be fair. But look, obviously jump out. I know United's not been fantastic this season, but you would like to think that they absolutely battered him. And he's gone strong today. Obviously, Tenol's had it's not the best season. He's probably under pressure a bit, and I think this is the only cup that he can go for now. So I think he's just going to be fielding his strong team now for every game. So it could be an option for maybe 1 week, 2 week punt if we have a double game week anywhere for like a Bruno, or depending. There was talk that we might be getting Benzema, so that could be interesting. Yeah, not any major links, just a few ones on Twitter, you know. They were saying that apparently Benzema close to a move to United on like a loan move. So that'd be interesting.
Space.
But what other ones have we got? Chelsea, Villa. That's hard, but I'd expect Villa to pull through on that because Chelsea ain't exactly fantastic, are they?
That could be a big one though for the teams at the moment, couldn't it? Chelsea, Villa. A lot of people have been loading up on Chelsea. That might now become a little bit of a risk potentially. Yeah,
I think that Chelsea loading up was always a risk anyway, wasn't it? Really, when you look at it on paper, it was always a risk. Liverpool, obviously, they look fantastic, don't they? Scary. Hate to say it, but they look quality. Liverpool. They weren't fantastic the other day, but managed to find a win, and that's what all the best teams do, didn't they? Hold out and get a win. So I think I'd target that. I'd definitely target Liverpool, Norwich. But then it all depends how the fixtures run out as well, doesn't it? So you don't want to get caught out with FA Cup, and then you've got other teams like Champions League teams and things like that. It's tough. I'd have to go a good look through fixtures to see who I'd go for. But United and Liverpool were the standout ones, unless I've missed anyone, have I?
No, I quite like the look of that Brighton, Sheffield United, but obviously they're not as it's not an easy game like it was before since Wilder's taken over, is it?
No. Okay. Yeah, no, I was just seeing that. Yeah, and so Brighton's got lovely fixtures coming up. So again, more reason to target them. So yeah, good free then.
I was just looking, Bennett. Like Ben just said, he's already updated. He's on the ball. He's already updated his fixture ticker that's on our Patreon. But just looking there, so that Man City, obviously Man City Spurs. Man City will have a double game week in 21 now, won't they? So that's Spurs away and Burnley at home.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah,
could be plenty of goals there.
Yeah, and the Brentford game might be going in either game week 24 or game week 27. The week when so basically it'd be the week where they don't play their Champions League game, where Arsenal play. They'll probably be playing in one of them ones. It hasn't been decided yet, but it's looking to be in one of them game weeks.
Right. And who would be the double game week?
So it'll either be a Chelsea and Brentford, or Liverpool and Brentford.
Right. Okay. So
but it's an extra game for Man City there over other teams,
which helps.
We were talking Chelsea, weren't we, as well? Obviously, they've got this Carabao Cup game or Carabao Cup double this week, but then that means that if they've got Villa in the FA Cup, that means their double game week in game week 21 is going to be Villa at home and Liverpool away, which now looks quite tough in 21, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does that put you off with Chelsea? Have we got one Chelsea defender? Does that put you off?
I've got I won't be holding Gusto for a while. He would have been gone it'd be gone next week if I didn't have players that needed to go out like Elise. Because obviously after that Brighton centre back Stupinian, but that'd be the swap. I think if I have Gusto, I think I'd leave Trippier in, I'd leave Trent in, and it'll be Gusto for a Stupinian.
That looks a nice swap, doesn't it? Are you looking at it now, Ben? You've got Brighton would have Sheffield United away, Luton away. in
I
game week
believe.
21. So you could go off your Chelsea onto Brighton with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't move Gusto on if he's still playing, because you've still got all them replays to be decided. So it's still not clear who's got double game weeks. And if Chelsea's got a double game week, still starting on 4 points, aren't you? You know what I mean? If the player starts, he starts on 4 points, two points for every start.
Yeah. So no, I see where you're coming from.
Yeah, he's guaranteed two double game weeks over the next 2 game weeks, because they've obviously got the Carabao Cup next week, and then 21 they're through to the 4th round proper.
Right.
So then after that, then maybe I might move off. But yeah.
So what game week was you looking to move off?
Well, I haven't decided yet, but after that double game week with Villa and Liverpool, it's Wolves, Crystal Palace, and then so if there's a replay in 22, if they draw with Villa, there could be another double game week there as well. So
I suppose it's cheap as well, isn't it?
So it's always changing the landscape every week now with these FA Cup replays, and and obviously Europe's going to be starting soon. So once we find out how the replays go, we'll know who's playing in the 4th round in 21.
Yeah,
and then obviously after 21 on the weekend of the 27th, we'll know who's in the replays in game week 22, and the FA Cup 5th rounds in game week 25. So it's just more information.
There,
this is the best part of the season, lads. This is the best part.
Straight into Europe after that. It felt like Europe was far away, didn't it?
Yeah, but the thing is, this season, because there's only 2 teams in the Champions League left, it doesn't feel like it's a big deal.
Yeah,
because it's not as chaotic.
Yeah, because there's only 2 games, and there's only 2 teams through, and they're only playing 1 fixture every other week. And then the big thing when it comes back with a vengeance, like it's in March, game week 26. That's when the Europa League starts.
Okay.
That's when you want to get European players in.
Yeah. So that's it, isn't it? And then is it a team in a conference league as well? There is, isn't there?
Yeah, there's Villa. Yeah.
Is it Villa? And when are they? The same as Europa, Villa.
Yeah, starts the same time. Europa League and Europa Conference League starts in around the 7th of March.
Yeah, got ya. There's a lot to take in, isn't there?
We'll have more information for the next pod, so we'll be less freestyling and more of a bit of a plan. But I think it's worth having a quick glance at it anyway, wasn't it? But
definitely.
We'll go on to our listener questions then first.
I'm just going to use the toilet quickly. So
that's fine.
You guys can crack on. I'll be 2 minutes.
Yeah, no problem. So game week 20, we've got teams to target from Nathan. So obviously we've got a bit more. We didn't consider these new fixtures that will be in 21, but for 20, I couldn't really see past the doublers first. You've got me into that, really. That's one of the first things I picked up on when I listened to the pod, really, was to make sure you capitalise on the extra fixtures. So Liverpool and Chelsea have got to be the standout ones. We spent enough time talking about that last week as well, didn't we? But Premier League and Carabao Cup, second leg, won't it?
Yeah. They're guaranteed a double game week in game week 21, aren't they? So the teams that have got doubles that are playing next week, that are playing replays, they might not win their replay, so they won't have a double in 21, game week 21. Do you understand? Yeah.
Like Eze, for example.
For example, if you have Eze, he's got Everton, Arsenal next week, but if he loses that Everton game, then they've only got Sheffield United instead of Luton or Bolton and Sheffield United. So it's like you've got to monitor that, because it might change.
Yeah. So if you're having, if you choose a Liverpool or Chelsea player in 20, you've got them definitely for 2 double game weeks.
Yeah.
Whereas if you go for an Eze at Palace, you've got him for 1 double this week, but you're not sure about next week, I guess. Then, I actually did. Speaking of Eze, I did actually put Palace down if you did want to take that chance for the similar reason to when everyone went Elise. And then just West Ham, but I'm not that keen on any of the other doublers. So I've got West Ham, Palace, Liverpool, Chelsea. What do you think, Ben?
Yeah, I've got Liverpool, Chelsea, top 2, and then I've got West Ham, obviously Bowen, if he's fit. Mm-hmm. He's a good pick there because you still fancy West Ham to win the replay, don't you, to go through. And then they've got Forest or Blackpool and Bournemouth that in game 21 if they go through. Everton have a nice double, but like you say, we don't know if they're going to go through. Mm-hmm. Obviously, playing Palace, they've got Aston Villa and Crystal Palace at home, and then same again, Luton, Bolton, Fulham. But I had a look at Everton. There's loads of injuries, and the only player that's been doing really well that's still fit is Mikalenko. But I wouldn't bother. I'd just rather go for like your West Ham, Liverpool, or Chelsea. I still think West Ham will go through. And also, I've heard a lot like Ivan Toney's going to be back this week, isn't he? So he might play in the replay. But he's 5 million because he's not started the season. He hasn't played any games, so his value stayed the same. But he's a great player. So Brentford's got Wolves and Forest this double game week, and then if they go through, they play West Brom and Tottenham. And then it gets like Man City after that. So it's probably a wait and see for me on Ivan Toney.
Toney's he's a scary one. Look at what Rashford's price started at.
Yeah.
What's gone down? It's higher they're priced, is the more they get affected. Because I've noticed players that were like 2.9 million, they get like 14 points. They go up 0.3. So it's a risk.
Yeah, that's the same thing I was worrying about with getting on KDB too early, because if he doesn't deliver straight away, he will drop big time.
He looked quality though, to be fair. He looked like he didn't miss a minute, did he? And Doku didn't look. But it's with Toney, he's been out so long. I know he scored a hat trick in like an under 18s or 21s, whatever it was, wasn't it?
Yeah. Did any of you watch those goals?
No,
I never. Was it poor defending?
I watched. Well, it wasn't so much poor defending, but he was playing against Southampton under 23s.
Right. Okay. They're struggling as it is, but they're amazing.
He just looked huge compared to him. So it was like corner come in. I think 2 of them were headers from corners, and then one was just a cross across the box. But honestly, from these corners, it looked like if I was playing against under 7s or something.
He's an absolute unit. He's a unit.
Yeah, do have a look at that. I think if you just search for him on Twitter, that hat trick comes up, and it's mostly Arsenal fans saying we want him. You mentioned Doku and Haaland. We'll come on to question 2, but from Nathan. So this week, are you going to target double game week players, or maybe Manchester City players, or one of each? And do you want to kick us off, Anthony?
Right, so start that again. Sorry, I missed that one. I must have missed that one.
Are you targeting double game week players or Manchester City players? Would you prefer?
Yeah. I was explaining this in the chat earlier. I believe I've already got 4 or 5 double game week players. I don't think I can go more than that because I'll get caught out. Do you know what I mean? But I'm not really targeting City. I don't think this is the right week to target City yet either. My City was going to be game week 21. Is it Burnley?
Yeah.
Because I believe Kevin De Bruyne should drop down, 0.1, 0.2 at least? Should be a 0.2.
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah.
Should be. And I just want to see a few more. That was an FA Cup. I just want to see how they line up in the Premier League. I want to see if Alvarez starts. I want to see if Kevin De Bruyne starts. I want to see where he's playing. Because if he's playing a bit deeper, then yeah, I don't know. Because with his price as well. But I'm not going. I might go into one double game week player as a risk for a reward. But one would be my max. I just seen there. I've got 4, so yeah, I'll go for 1. I wouldn't go for any more. And City will be game week 21 for me. I believe that's the right call. I think Newcastle, I know at the moment ain't best defensively, but yeah, it's too early to call. And there's only so many players I can target with City, I believe.
What do you reckon, Ben? Are you you'll be double game week, won't you?
Yeah, maximise the fixtures. I'll be getting another 2 double game week players in.
Maybe not a penalty.
And then, yeah, definitely looking at 21 possibly for De Bruyne. But yeah, I'll see how my funds are. And if Haaland might be back in 21 as well, that could be another 2 transfers straight in. But
yeah,
might have to look for some enablers this week.
Yeah. Pedro. Is sorry to interrupt, but is Haaland, is he out for Newcastle? Because I haven't really caught up on Haaland's story. It's just going round and round in circles.
I don't think we know. I don't think there's an answer yet. He wasn't on the bench, was he? He was just watching from the stands again. Keep seeing training photos, but I don't think there's anything confirmed.
Right.
Yeah, for me at the minute, I'm sort of with Ben. I think I'm happy to keep. I've just got Foden as my City player. I think we all got Foden.
You got Foden,
yes.
Anthony?
Yeah,
I've got Foden.
I'm happy to keep just Foden at the minute for that single, and then for that game week 21. That game week 21's now. Well, the question was for game week 20, so the answer is double game weekers and not City. But for game week 21, if we're looking at when to get maybe a Kevin De Bruyne or a Haaland, maybe that game week 21 has now sort of changed to a double game week. So it's Spurs and Burnley. So if we do go for a Kevin De Bruyne, you're probably going to get 1 game out of him, you'd think. But yeah, for the moment, double game weekers still. And I'll still be just looking at Liverpool-Chelsea, I think.
We've got to remember as well that this Newcastle match is on the weekend, this weekend, which is like the 13th. Then they don't play again until the weekend of the 27th. So they've got like loads of time for De Bruyne and Haaland to come back. They'll probably be all firing by then, fit by then.
So Scott, sorry, what are you doing? You're targeting double game week players?
Yeah, so I don't think I wouldn't bring any more City than just Foden at the moment, just for that 1 game this week for Newcastle. Newcastle always a tough fixture. I expect City will win. But it is a tough fixture. Obviously, they beat my team, Arsenal, controversially, might I add. I think I'd hold off on City, and I'm probably looking to go for probably more Liverpool or more Chelsea, I think, this week. One thing I was going to add, quickly go back to the last question, sorry, but speaking of targeting doublers, the reason I'd be careful about choosing people for single game weeks, you just mentioned, like, obviously City have got a single Ben, but what I'd be careful of this week, because it is this extra long game week, and some teams might not play their 1 game till the second part of the week.
Yeah.
So you could end up with an injury or anything and not be able to do anything about it. So the deadline, I think the deadline's Friday this week?
Yes. 6:15, I believe, isn't it?
Yeah, and then some teams won't be playing
6:45, just to clarify.
Oh, right,
so
you're making me second guess.
Yeah, some teams won't be playing their fixture till a week after the deadline.
Yeah.
If they've got a single. So I doubt many will, but I definitely wouldn't be looking to captain a player that plays on that second half, just in case. There's no vice captains or anything. So,
well, Liverpool don't play until the weekend of the 20th. They play
Oh,
Bournemouth
that's
and
a
then
good
Fulham.
point. Yeah, that's a good point.
Ooh,
Oh,
take that back.
yeah, I might have to take that back. You know,
No, that's a good
just
point.
looking at it, I'm looking at it now. That could be. Well, I might, if I am going for Liverpool, I might go for one that seems a little bit more nailed, maybe.
Who
Yeah,
would
we'll have
we
to wait and
think?
see how that goes.
Not
I think
Nunes.
there must be a question. I think we must have a question on this anyway, the captain pick. So we'll come on to that.
Yeah.
Would you say we've covered early transfer plans with that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
roughly.
So.
We'll go on to
Do
captain.
you want to go in? Do you know what you're doing, Anthony? Or
I think so. Yeah. So I've second guessed a little bit myself. So obviously Scott said he's gonna target sort of double game week, but I'm sort of going for a risk this week in Morgan Gibbs White for Elise.
ooh,
Spicy.
That differential pick, and especially because it was going to be Bowen, but I'm not too sure with him at the moment. I don't know what he's going to do. I don't know if he's going to start with his bad injury. We'll find out more come Friday before the deadline. But going through looking at Gibbs White's stats at the moment and his points recently, average of like 6 points a game or 7 points a game. I think he's a good sort of differential player to have. And reading up on a lot of Forest fans on Twitter, they would say he's like their main focal point.
they're all deluded.
Most of them. And Anthony Elanga's out, isn't he, for a few weeks? So I believe he's their main focal. So I don't know. There's just that gut feeling with Gibbs White for Elise. And obviously, I was going to bring in a Stupinian also for Watkins, but I don't think that's going to happen now. So I'm going to bring in João Pedro for Watkins. I think that's a good transfer, and it sets me up for a while, and it gives me more funds to get players like Haaland and Kevin De Bruyne in.
Good, they got Wolves, Brighton Wolves at home.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think João Pedro is a good transfer to target this week. And I think a few have jumped on the bandwagon with me since I mentioned it in the Discord. So
They've got some nice fixtures, haven't they?
Yeah. What did I have here earlier? I put it in the Discord. This is with European football. So Brighton's got a good run from game week 20 to game week 27. So that's a long hold, especially for a player like Stupinian, I know they haven't got a good defensive record, but good for bonus points, and he's a very attacking fullback. And look at the world-class goals he's been scoring lately as well. I know it's not going to happen all the time, but it's a good fixture run for me, Brighton, and they're not highly owned either.
No.
So, yeah, that is my early ones. Yeah, Pedro, Stupinian, Bowen, and Gibbs White. So at the moment, I'm Gibbs White to Elise and João Pedro to Watkins. But yeah, I don't. If I have Gibbs White, there's 5 double game week players. I don't know if I want more than that. I really want to set myself up for this Brighton run.
If Forest win, then they'll have a double game week in 21 as well. But
yes, and Arsenal, is it?
Yeah,
Arsenal
it'd probably be West Ham and Arsenal. It's West Ham or Bristol City, but I'd imagine West Ham will finish the job.
And then you wouldn't take him out. You'd keep him, surely.
You'd keep him for 21, yeah.
Yeah, but then one of the main reasons was to get him in. The way my transfers worked out is I could get Haaland in for, say, Jota, and then I could use the price rise of Gibbs White by like 2 million, and I just have enough to get Kevin De Bruyne in for game week 21, if need be. But as I say, if he does score very well again, 14 points he's got this game week. So if he scores well again, it might be one to keep in. But if he scores 14 points again, God knows how much that would take me up the ranks.
What's your strikers? You've got Jota
and Watkins at the moment. So it would be João Pedro and Jota. But Jota's coming straight out.
And then Haaland after that. So you'll have 3.
Haaland to Jota, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's loads of good options at Brighton for this period coming up.
I just think it's a sort of safe. I think the Estupinian is a must. I think he's a must for that game week 20 to 27 with the fixtures. I think they've got 2 hard games. I think what he offers it's defensively, bonus points, and attacking wise. I think, if we all started with him in our team, surely when we first started game week 1, most of us would have had him.
It will mix things up a bit though, because a lot of us want to play just the 3 defenders. But there's probably 4 or 5 that are really good at the minute, isn't there? Obviously, looks like Trent is in everyone's team. Trippier is in a fair chunk. And then you've got Porro and Estupinian both looking really good as well. So
yeah, if I was to have a template, it would be Trips, Estupinian, and Trent. That would be my 3 defenders because they just offer. Pedro Porro would be next if I went to 4. But
So I was going to say, it sounds like it's a good time to park the bus in the future. If there's loads of attacking defenders about.
That's coming up in a few weeks. I've got my eye on a park the bus.
What week are you looking at then?
Game week 29, which is a double Prem game week. But obviously, that's worst case scenario. If I don't know what the Europa League draws are yet. I don't know what the Conference League draws are. You've got to see City and Copenhagen. I just want to see how all them pan out first. But at the moment, it's game week 29, and that was, I believe, Baz shouted that out.
Yeah.
And then I think it was Tweed that passed the message on. So thank you for that, because I didn't even have a clue.
Week after an international break, though. Ooh.
No, why have you got to do it to me? Why have you got to put that in my head?
Because I've already played mine. That's why.
I like being the chaser.
He did that to me at Boxing Day double game week, didn't you?
I sorted you out though. Really, go on.
Well, I couldn't do it anyway because I had too many injuries.
Imagine if you had the bus this weekend though with you. I know it's like not double game weeks in most teams, but Pedro Porro with like 20 points, he would have had 40.
Yeah. And I got at least 10. Yeah.
What have you guys got down for? Sorry. Go on.
Sorry, we would have had 40 points for Porro, 20 points for Trippier.
Yeah.
That's 60. 20 points for how many points did Trent get?
9. We've still got games to play as well.
So 9. So what's that?
You wouldn't play it. You wouldn't play it though when you haven't got double game weeks.
No, but it shows you what can be scored if you have an amazing week.
Yeah. Someone would have played it this week.
Oh, definitely.
What were we going to say, Scott?
No, I was going to just say, should we go on to captain picks because we're still on Nathan's 4 questions.
Oh yeah, sorry. Look, I don't know when to shut up. I just keep talking.
Quick captain pick. Ben, what are you thinking for game week 20?
I like the look of obviously Chelsea's double. So Palmer, Sterling could be an outside shout. Liverpool, I like their double as well. So you got Jota or Trent maybe, and I'm keeping my eye on Bowen as well because of the Bristol City Sheffield United double.
Yeah, I don't think I've captained I'm not sure I've captained a defender at all so far, but I actually do like the look of Trent for that one. Bournemouth away, Fulham away. I think looks pretty decent. I think it depends what happens for me this week because if I pick Jota this week and Palmer does end up to be the one that punishes me, I think a lot of people, if they are successful with Palmer, they'll probably look at doing Palmer again, wouldn't they? Potentially.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think if it goes wrong.
2 home games for Chelsea as well.
Yeah.
It's worth it, and you think you played both of them games, didn't you?
Or a double down on Jota.
Well, yeah.
Also
Did have him as an
depends.
idea.
Also depends how the first legs go, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Because
true.
if
Yeah,
Chelsea are 5-0 up, they probably might rest Palmer for the second leg. Put him on the bench, keep him there in case they need him. So it might be better as Captain Sterling.
Yeah, they could. Yeah, Trent's a funny one, isn't it? I think you're sort of banking on a clean sheet, really, if you're captain a defender, because
Not necessarily with Trent.
no, even if you get bonus points. When was the last time he got 5 with bonus points though?
Oh, but he gets chances created,
Yeah,
the odd assist, he shots on target, tackles.
I suppose. So yeah,
yeah.
it can cover the 5 points.
Yeah, lots of routes to points.
he's hit 10 plus points on 6 occasions. I'll put down here. And there was quite a lot of 8s and 9s amongst that as well. Yeah, I think he looks quite good. Gone to Ryan's question. So he says, "Hi fellas, with so many Man City players returning from injury, do you predict the Man City of old with unnecessary amount of rotation for the likes of Foden, Alvarez, Walker when Europe starts? If yes, which players from other clubs do you think will be better options and now to play twice?" I think personally, I'll kick this one off, but I think that if City have everyone fit, I don't see any reason why Pep will change from what he's always done and rotate. I think he will rotate heavily still if everyone is back fit. So if that's the scenario, I think I'd probably still just go for the key people in like Haaland, maybe De Bruyne or Foden, but then just go for the key players like Saka, Bowen, Salah from other clubs that are not going to get rotated, I think. What do you reckon? Do you want to go, Anthony?
I'm literally same wavelength as you, really, to be fair. I think, City, obviously, you're going to have your Fodens. I think Foden's safe from getting rotated. Alvarez now is a bit of a risk with Kevin De Bruyne. Doku was nailed at one point, wasn't he?
Yeah.
But now obviously that he's coming back, he's him and Jack Grealish could be rotated quite a lot. I'm only Haaland and Foden is the ones I'm comfortable in. Obviously Kyle Walker's quite cheap now, isn't he? But
one defender I think could still be all right.
Yeah, I think. What would you say? Kyle Walker's probably your best. Kyle Walker's probably the best option, isn't he?
Yeah, I'd probably say so. At the moment, they've just had Akanji. Akanji just went off injured after about 18 minutes, I think it was, in that last game. And Stones is also injured. So we might actually see, was it Vardio and Diaz with not many other options, potentially.
Yeah, I've been disappointed in that Carvajal because I was expecting a lot more from him, attacking wise. And I thought we'd have done quite well this year on the scoring system. And remember, we all was thinking about starting with John Stones as well because he might have gone into centre mid. So, but that's the headache with City. You just don't know, do you? How they're gonna. It's like that. What is it? The Brighton manager. So you just don't know what's gonna happen. But yeah, pretty much the same as you, Scott. You nailed it on the head, I think. Really.
What do you reckon, Ben?
I still think City will be good to pick over this period in February because obviously they've got the extra fixture and they might have another extra fixture. So even if they don't play the 2 games, they should get at least one of the games, in the game week. And if there's going to be a double in game week 24, possibly, then that's another extra game. So I still think like your Fodens, your De Bruyne's are still worth having in because they're just so explosive. Just look at him, he come off the bench and he got an assist and he ain't played for donkeys. He ain't played since August.
Could have scored as well. Not far away.
Yeah.
Do you think we'd still take the chance though? Because there was I think it might have been last season, but a lot of us had pretty much all the midfielders at one point, didn't we, from City? Do you think maybe it's not worth doing it with this new type of game and going for like a Saka and a Bowen, for example?
Yeah, that way, because it seems to favour the talisman sort of players this year, doesn't it?
I don't think I'd be picking like a Doku or a Grealish, maybe.
Maybe if Grealish is injured or if one of them's injured, I might do, but not when they're both back now. I don't know. They're both fit now, aren't they?
If Doku's nailed again, I think I had him, and I think he started a good 4 or 5 game weeks in a row for me. But I think he's a good player to have if he's starting, and I think he'll be a good differential player as well, Doku, to be honest. So
we've got Lee up next. When will budget play a proper part in the game again, if at all?
Yeah, I love that question.
Go on, you go first.
That's a good question. No, you go first. Is it all yours, Scott?
Go on, Ben.
I think it's going to be coming up soon. Like, obviously, but we did sell Salah and your sons and that. But I think with Haaland coming back now and De Bruyne coming back, I think they're going to be quite important players. So the budget will be quite important. So, like I say, I might look for a couple of cheaper players this week that's going to play the doubles, just to make sure I've got the cash for when I want to get De Bruyne in or Haaland in. I probably have got enough now. I'll need to look into it, but I think I've got about 5 million just sat in the bank, not doing anything. So yeah,
it is mental. I've got 9.5 million in the bank.
I think I've got 9.8.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, isn't it? Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got 5.8. That's what I got.
Yeah, I think it is. It's just when as soon as Haaland's back, and then once AFCON and Asian Cup are finished, we're going to want everyone back, aren't we? Anything to add?
Yeah, I think you're right. With the budget, I think it's important now with AFCON. Obviously, you want your Salahs back. Some people might, depending on fixtures, you might want Son back, but you're going to want Kevin De Bruyne and you're going to want Haaland in. But the thing that scares me about Kevin De Bruyne is 6.6 or 6.7 million. That he could score 6 points and still go down 0.1. It takes 3-4 bad game weeks and you've lost 0.5, 0.6 million. That could be the difference from you getting Haaland, getting Salah or a player like Son.
If he's fit though for the season, I wouldn't be bothered if he loses value, because I just want him for the whole season. If he's fit,
but then you've got to maybe take out a bigger player in the team than who you wanted to take out. If that makes sense. I just think, granted, everyone's going to want to have him in their team. I just think you've got to go about it in the right way, and ideally we want Salah back as soon as possible, don't we?
Yeah, I think so.
Because we're all going to want Salah in our team.
Connor's. I don't know how he's managed this, but Connor's turned up in the chat just in time for his own question. Absolutely magic. But before his actual question, he's got a question for you, Anthony.
Oh, is it? Right, go. Yeah.
So he's going to start the pod properly tomorrow, but he wants to know, why are you wearing bog roll? Is it some sort of challenge?
He's still upset from the League Cup at Wembley, so I wouldn't worry. And he's still angry. He's still angry he had Canacho in his team from game week 1, and he's playing catch up. Fair play to him. He's done well. He's done well. He's had unbelievable good 6-5 weeks.
Big up my tag team partner there. This is his question. So, Ollie Watkins, stick or twist? If twisting, who for? And if sticking, why? Ben, you've got Watkins as well, haven't you? We've got the same team.
Yeah.
Go on, you go.
To be honest, I think maybe I don't know if he's got Sterling. I'd be quite interested in bringing Sterling in for this double game week. Quite explosive player, and if he scored and got an assist, and Fulham Middlesbrough this week at home. I think that's a good double. Also, I do like the João Pedro shout. Eh?
And Watkins has got Everton, hasn't he? So
Yeah. I do like the João Pedro shout for future fixtures because obviously Wolves at home, then it goes Sheffield United and Luton. That's for game week 21. Then it's Crystal Palace and possible replay, fourth round replay. Then it's Tottenham, Sheffield United and Everton after that. So it's quite a nice run of games.
You've got a good run of double game weeks in there.
Yeah.
Very good run. So that's making me second guess myself whether I should get two double game week players in because I'm fall behind. But then I know I'll be fuming the week after that I didn't get my players in already. Because the plan always was to get Kevin De Bruyne and Haaland in game week 21. But if I go for two double game week players, then I can't have the Brighton players. Yeah.
sacrifice.
It is, isn't it? It's just you change your team around 20 times. Do it all the time.
I've got Watkins currently, same as you, obviously, Ben. Looking at my team, really, I think Watkins is one of the guys that probably could be sacrificed. I'm wary of taking these strikers out because I can never get the strikers right for the right fixture. I miss every haul. If I take someone out, they come back to life. So if I'm taking Watkins out, you best all keep him in. But
Sheffield United in game week 22 as well.
I captained. I'm pretty sure I captained him for Sheffield United the
Yeah.
last time. He didn't even have a shot. Did he have a shot?
Yeah, I did.
I've seen a stat, or I've seen something, right, of the Villa of like 20% or 30% less effective against teams that sit deep. So like your Sheffield United, they're a team, they're like a counter-attacking team, Villa.
Yeah.
So they'd be better for your team. You know, like a Villa Brighton game.
Yeah.
That'd be a game where Ollie could probably score 2 goals.
Yeah, I hadn't actually put down who I would consider taking him out for, like specifically, but it was just going to be a Liverpool or Chelsea player, I think, but not sure who at the minute. It probably would be like you. I've got Palmer, I've got Jota and Darwin, I've got Trent, I've got Gusto, so it'd probably be a Sterling. I don't think I'm that. Diaz looked good, but I'm not keen on him as a player.
This. I was looking at the top 1K ownership, and there's a proper template now in the top 1K midfielders. It's literally Saka, Foden, Palmer, Bowen, and then the next one down, the fifth midfielder is Sterling, and he's already in 29% of teams. The other ones are in 80% plus. So literally everyone's got the same midfield in the top 1K. So yeah, if you want to get up the ranks, you might have to look for an outside pick there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I haven't got Bowen.
Hey?
I haven't got Bowen, but I've managed to sustain it. I've had Odegaard, so I think I've got lucky with not having Bowen.
Yeah, well, that's the thing as well. Now for Arsenal this month, they've only got 2 games left compared to like Liverpool, who's got 4. So
yeah,
it's
they're
out the FA Cup as well. That's less fixtures for Arsenal now for them at the moment before they get into the Champions League in game week 24.
Yeah, no more of that though. No more of that talk. Connor, let us know. You keeping it? Connor wants me to take Watkins out for our tag team, and he'll keep him. We'll have to see.
Smart, really.
His second question. We've got technical difficulties, Connor. So Stringer can't read out the Tonic Championship. I'll have to read that one. He wants you to read it.
Yeah, unfortunately, you're not getting your wish.
That's why your computer broke.
I'm sure I can remember the top 3 anyway.
We've got Patrick up next. Best differential picks for the upcoming game weeks. Anthony, you've got a few differentials for us, haven't you?
I've got a load actually. It's as long as you don't. I've got a few double game week players. Right. So I like the double game week differential. Some of these are 1 week punts, but that's the faults of people getting Kevin De Bruyne in straight away. Cunha for Wolves, scoring quite well. Good differential there. I've had my eye on him for quite a while. I did have Ivan Toney down, but now I'm not too sure. I don't know how he's going to hit the ground running. Another Brighton, is it Pascal Grove?
Yeah.
He's on my list, yeah.
He's looking really well. And then now we're going into double game week players. Eze. One I like is Enzo Fernandez. Scored 14 or 12 points.
Controversial on that.
Yeah, scored 14 or 12 points. It did look quite good, and he's on penalties. But as I say, these are all 1 week punts for a differential. So most of them. Gibbs White. I personally, that's who I'm getting in this week. I'm going to risk it for Gibbs White to try and climb the rankings. And the last two is João Pedro, which I don't believe many people have him at the moment. I think he's quite a low ownership. And
1.4% in the top 1K.
Yeah, and Jeremy Doku if you want to take a risk. But if you want to just stick with double game week players, I like Cunha and I like Gibbs White, and then Enzo Fernandez is 50-50 for me. But that's my opinions on differentials anyway. But personally, I'm going Gibbs White. I'm going to risk it.
I like that, to be fair. I quite like Pedro. I still quite like Ivan Toney. I know he's got that double in game week 20. I don't think he can play. I don't think he can play the first one.
He has to play he can play the cup game, right?
I think his return date or his ban ends on the 17th, and I think that first FA Cup game is the 16th. I don't know whether he'd be eligible or not anyway. But
I don't know how it works.
It doesn't look like he'll play it, but I do like the look of him. What about you, Benny? You got any down there?
Well, looking at the goalies, literally, is it 50-odd%? 53% have got Dubravka. So any other goalie is a differential. Petrovic is the next highest one. He's 14%. Allison and Edison have dropped down in price as well. They're 4.6 and 4.4. Defense, Gusto's still pretty low owned. He's 15%. And if you want to get another Chelsea defender in, I mean, the fixtures are nice this week, but next week they toughen up a little bit. But it's still a double game week. Cole Wills, 12.3%. Liverpool defenders, you got Konate, who's below 0.5% in the top 1K. He's only 3 million. So if you want to double up with Trent, you got Gomez as well, who's only 5.6% in the top 1K. He's 3.3.
Scored well.
Yeah, and he's playing left back at the moment. Your Brighton defenders, I know they only kept one clean sheet in the league this year, which was the last match. But they're 0.5% owned in the top 1K. So obviously your Stupinian and your Dunks and your Van Hex, they're all below 0.5%. Midfield, Diaz is still only 5% in the top 1K. You already said Gross, he's 1.4%. You said Eze, 1.7.
Oh, he's gone up because I had him as 1.3 here. So he's gone up.
Bernardo Silva, he's for the fixtures ahead. He's only in 3.7%. He seems to be quite nailed in the team. 4.1 million.
I'm going to nick that one.
McAllister might become important for Liverpool. He hasn't gone mad yet in the team, but he's only 0.8% owned.
Yeah, He's playing as their number 6, though, isn't he?
Yeah, but he could be on penalties because he was Brighton's penalty taker. I mean, we don't know who's going to be on pens. It might be Trent because he was.
Okay.
I think Trent's the vice captain. So
Does
Van Dijk, he's a penalty taker for Holland as well. So it's a bit of a lottery.
Does anyone have the last penalty taker since Salah?
It would have been someone like Fabinho or Milner.
I believe it was actually. Don't count. I'm going to look. I believe it might be Firmino.
Darwin took one in the Europa League, but pretty much everyone. Szoboszlai was off.
Yeah.
Not Darwin. I think Gakpo was off. There was all the other people that you think might be weren't on the pitch.
Jota's taken some in the past as well.
Mm.
So we don't really know.
Yeah, it's a wait and see, isn't it?
And then like your forwards, differential Brozier, who got a goal at the weekend, looked all right actually, didn't he? Had a good couple of chances. 2.6%. Yeah, he's only 1.7 million. You said João Pedro 1.4%, and I got Ivan Toney, obviously 0% owned, but it's 5 million. It's a risky one. And obviously De Bruyne is going to be 0% owned when he's in a couple of weeks. You got any others?
Yeah, I won't repeat them because there's quite a lot there that you've covered. But I really liked Gross and Estepinian.
Yeah,
I don't mind Moreno, the Villa fullback, really attacking. They did just keep a clean sheet, didn't they? But then there was it Everton, Chelsea, Newcastle next. So not the best. But next month, Sheffield United, Man United, Fulham, Forest.
yeah.
Then we'll start to get Europe back as well. So I think Moreno could be good. But yeah, the last one was possibly Ben Rama again if Paqueta.
Okay.
He lost his place for the last game because Paqueta come back, but he got injured straight away again. So he might be okay.
Didn't Ben Rama score quite well in one of the previous ones?
Yeah, he's done well in previous seasons, but he's not really got much in the way of goals or assists this year.
Yeah. Oh, and sorry, there was one that I missed. Emerson for West Ham scored 50 odd points, 53 points in 5 games.
Yeah, I think
6 games
in our article on the Fantasy Football Hub. I think he got a 10-pointer 4 games in a row.
Yes, that was it. 43 games. Yeah, 43 points. Sorry, he got. It was 10 pointers for 4 games and a 3-pointer.
Right, we've got Charlie up next. Alisson in for Dubravka. Is it a no-brainer?
Oh, how much is Alisson? 3.5?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. It's a lot of money for a goalkeeper, I think. 3.5 million. Alisson, he gets a lot of saves, I suppose. But Dubravka's, 2 million now? Is he around that sort of figure?
Yeah.
I just think you're getting the same points. Sort of really, I know Liverpool's got a decent fixture run, but to me, I think 3.5 million is just a bit too expensive on a goalkeeper. You agree?
Yeah,
I would personally. I would go to a different, like an Edison was 2.9, but
I'll let you go, Ben, because I think you'll have the same answer as what I think.
Yeah, I just like, obviously with the big boys coming back for Man City, I just think stay with Dubravka, keep your money because you're going to need it when they come back. He's none of the goalkeepers are standing out at the moment. I mean, if you're looking for a cheap goalie, maybe go to Petrovic just because of the extra games, but Dubravka's okay for now, I think.
Yeah, I just said with I would do Petrovic if I had to move. If you go Alisson, you're not going to get the extra fixtures out of him. That's the thing. They've got the extra games. You might get the FA Cup. I still don't think the FA Cup's nailed. I think it was mostly FA Cup because it was against us.
Yeah,
potentially. But he definitely won't have Carabao. It seems like
no.
And he's probably not going to have Europe when that comes back. So I don't think you're getting the full benefit. So I'd go Petrovic because you you can see that he's getting these cup games. If you were changing keeper, I don't think there's anything wrong with keeping Dubravka. But yeah, certainly not a no-brainer in my opinion.
Yeah, and Ederson will get Europe, but Ortega played in the FA Cup, didn't he? So
yeah, I think the cheap keepers are still to stay at the moment.
Yeah, Dubravka's got a double game week next week as well because he played in the FA Cup, didn't he?
Who have they got? We've just seen the draw.
So they've got Fulham and Villa.
Feels like Fulham are playing everyone at the minute.
They've got a horrible run of games, Fulham.
Decent
Liverpool, Chelsea, Liverpool, Newcastle.
With not many regular scoring strikers taking part at the minute, is it a good week for the Park the Bus? Charlie's currently on Trippier, Virgil van Dijk, Trent, and he's got 2 transfers. So 3 at the back with Trippier, VVD, and Trent. None of us sounded keen on Park the Bus, did we? Would you play Park the Bus?
No.
With 2 transfers?
Not a chance.
I wouldn't.
No, because you're not going to get the full benefit of it because Trippier's only got a single game this week.
Yeah.
And he's playing Man City. Yes, save it for later.
Yeah, I mean, if you were really...
on your notepad at game week 29.
Yeah, Anthony's endorsing 29. If you really was getting itchy fingers, I mean, you've got the fixtures now for game week 21. If you did want to have a look at an FA Cup weekend double.
Have more of an in-depth view when we come off, I think, because it was all FA Cup. What was it? 10 minutes to 8, wasn't it? The FA Cup draw.
Yeah.
But yeah, wait and see. I think I'd hold fire. Andy Barnett up next. So with a bit of a tough one. So name 3 mids or strikers with high ceilings that, in your opinion, could be a trap. I don't always like the expression like it being a trap on fantasy football, because a lot of people just, if you put in a player that seems good and then they don't do well, quite a lot of time people go, oh, it was a trap. But it's fine margins in it in this game. You could bring in a good player and they don't do well.
Yeah, the way I took high ceilings was maybe like high expectations with a high price tag. Possibly.
Yeah,
that's the way I looked at it anyway.
Points potential, I think.
Okay.
But yeah, I've said Kevin De Bruyne, if bought in too early, could end up, like if you bought him in like straight away now, there's a potential that might be a trap for maybe the next couple of weeks. If he ends up just getting 20 minutes,
yeah,
you might end up not getting the full whack out of him and getting a few price decreases. Someone who I think could be a trap that's not on the game right now, a new signing, Timo Werner.
Yeah. Definitely.
It could be high ceiling.
He's another Nunes.
It's a fresh start for him, but yeah, I think a lot of people will try that one. And then you said Nunes. I've got to say Nunes is a trap, and I keep bloody falling for it. Any to add, Ben?
No, I can't think of any. Maybe Bruno Fernandes.
Oh yeah, he scored, by the way.
Rashford. Yeah, Bruno Fernandes just scored a penalty, didn't he? But yeah, I wouldn't bring Bruno Fernandes in yet. Anyway, if they got, well, obviously United should go through now. But they've got Newport and Eastleigh or Wolves. I'm sorry, Newport or Eastleigh and Wolves in game week 21.
Bruno definitely starts both of them games as well.
Do you reckon?
Definitely. It's the only cup United can go for. And then he's had untold pressure about his job. Radcliffe apparently, there was stories weeks ago. Apparently Radcliffe was having talks with Graham Potter, who folded at Chelsea. So I don't know why we would ever be going for him. But he's got to get results on the board, and this is the last cup. And what else? There's nothing else to go for, is there? So me as a United fan, if you didn't start players like Bruno and that, I want to be happy.
Top 4, maybe?
Call me deluded if I said yes, but look, as a fan, you always want to dream that you're going to get top four. I had higher expectations this year, obviously because the season that we did have, I think, was a very successful season under him. And it hasn't gone to plan this year. I know we've had injuries, but so's everyone else. So I don't think, I'd like to try and get top four, but I think we'll definitely get Europa League football, I think. But I'd like to say we finish fifth or sixth.
Fair. I won't be bringing in any of your players for a while, I think.
No, but I do, as I say, I think Bruno will definitely start both of them games.
If you were to move to any goalkeeper this week, who would it be and why? Well, no, we'll let our guest go, Anthony.
Yeah. If I was to move, I wouldn't. But if I wanted to, I think for City's run, Edison at 2.9 million, I think is an absolute steal.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that is probably one of the only logical ones out there. I can't remember what Chelsea's runs like. Sanchez is coming back, but I just think Dubravka, unless they get another goalkeeper in, I think you've got a top team there with a 2 million odd goalkeeper. I just don't think you would move unless you wanted to double game weeks, possibly. And then if you wanted double game weeks, I'd feel more comfortable going between Martinez and Edison for me, I think.
What do you reckon, Ben? I like that Edison shout.
Yeah. I think, obviously, keep an eye on the Sanchez situation, but I think Petrovic for these double game weeks that are coming up. But, Sanchez could be back at the end of January, so you'd be moving him on again. So I don't think I would move on if you was on Dubravka.
No.
But, I like Edison. 2.9 is a good price. But obviously, he won't play FA Cup, but he'll still play Champions League, so you're going to get extra games there. Should get through against Copenhagen.
Easily, I'd think.
Do you think on Edison? Yeah, I'm just looking now on the fixture ticker. Obviously, Newcastle this week, you wouldn't be that bothered about bringing them in, but that game week 21 now that they've got Tottenham away, Burnley at home. I know they played Ortega in the last game, but do you think there's a chance they might play Edison for Spurs?
I think they'll play Ortega.
Do you?
Yeah.
He did it last year.
Yeah. And so just to creep a little bit of doubt, does Ortega start one of the Copenhagen games as well? Do you think?
Nah, I reckon they'll give him Edison.
No, he goes strong in the Champions League.
Both games?
Yeah.
Yeah. This week I was actually maybe considering making a keeper change, but I don't really need to. I've got Dubravka. Dubravka against City could be another 10 saves, couldn't it? Another Liverpool scenario. He got battered by Liverpool, didn't he? And then made a penalty save, and was it 10 saves? So
yeah, I think it was 10 saves.
Something like that. Yeah,
you could have something like that again and do all right. It's not looking terrible.
No.
Would you hold your transfers and get another one next week?
Oh, what, this game? Oh,
yeah.
I've not done it. I've not done that all season.
I've not done that.
I've not held and had free transfers all season. But if I have a proper look at the fixtures, maybe I did like the look of Petrovic, to be honest. But yeah, like you said, the Sanchez thing brings a bit of doubt in whether or not you want to keep him long term.
Yeah, to be fair, I did say in the Discord, I said from game week probably 23, 24, when Champions League starts, I think that'd be the time where I might not be making as many transfers. So you might actually see some transfers roll from when Champions League's on, because with good fixtures as well. But at the moment, it makes sense just to burn the two, doesn't it? Really.
Yeah, I think Fulham home, Middlesbrough home looks good as well, doesn't it? 2 home games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
definitely.
I'm just asking you to see what you said, but I think I'm going to use my 2 transfers just to get the extra games.
Especially with all the teams that have got good fixtures coming up as well. Because as I say, you've got Villa. Villa's got really good fixtures from game week 22 to 26, which is the target. Newcastle have got a good run from game week 22 to 26. So that's some chopping and changing there. And then obviously you've got Brighton from game week 20 to 27. So there's three big teams there that have got really good fixtures.
Right. One question from James. He said he was going to take it easy. He said he was going to take it easy on me with the Liverpool result. But question for me: is it time to ditch the Arsenal players and load up on Liverpool? Well, I think loading up on Liverpool seems pretty straightforward with all the extra fixtures and stuff. A little bit concerned with Arsenal though. I mean, I've got Saliba. I'm happy with Saka regardless. He's now going to get his. I think we're off to Dubai now. You said we're out. We haven't got many games coming up. I think we're off to Dubai now for a little, get our feet up, get a little bit of sun, and come back refreshed.
I need it.
Yeah, I think Saka especially needs it. He looks absolutely knackered, but still delivers the points.
There was talk. There was someone commentated on him the other day saying he's still playing through injury problems. Or
apparently him, Ben White as well, and it is showing as well. But I'm not that concerned. After the Brighton game, felt all right. We kept the clean sheet, looked good. Then it was Liverpool. We drew with them, and actually
you should have battered them really.
And then the West Ham game, I think we was unlucky, but Fulham we looked terrible. Yeah. Liverpool again, I didn't think we were that bad the other night, so I think it's looking promising still.
Arsenal were a better team in that game, without a shadow of a doubt. In the first half, there was just missed chances. Where do you think if you had Jesus started, do you think that would have changed anything?
Nah, probably not really. It just seemed like it was going to be one of them days. I think. I do think that. Yeah, we created a lot, but his finishing hasn't been great all season either. So yeah, I think we probably need to get our feet up, have a little rest, and then come back after the break. I think. But yeah, overall, James, I'll give you what you want. Liverpool players in, and probably Arsenal players you're not bringing in yet. Right, I think is that last one was for you actually from Oz, and it was how many cans you had, but
I
haven't. I was gonna say I hadn't noticed any.
Yeah, no, I was on the Guinness tonight, but I only had 3. Only 3. It's that a light one. Work tomorrow. I'll be absolutely hanging. I can't do it anymore. I'm 31. I'll be dying.
Just needed to take the edge off, but not get too drunk.
Well, no, exactly. No, I've done it now. So I'm, that's the edge off now.
Right. That's it for the listener questions. So cheers to our patrons for getting them in. We're just going to come on to our league roundups. We've got the top 10 on the screen. We'll read the top 3 out quickly because it's been quite a long one so far. But we'll go top 3. We'll go. This is the Tonic Cash League top 10. So we've got Connor Tobin. Oh.
Want me to read it?
Sorry, Siri interfered. Then I could only hear Siri through my earphones. Right, Connor Tobin in 3rd. We've got S. Powell in 2nd, and Graham Payne in 1st position. Been there for a while. Next up, tag team. Do you want to do that one, Ben?
Yeah. Tony Sutcliffe and Andy Barnett are in 3rd. Connor Story and Scott Harris 2nd. And Baz and Ben at the top.
Climbing. That's all on Connor, that. Getting us up in 2nd. He's had a great week.
184.
What, Connor?
Is that right?
Yeah.
I'm gutted I missed out there.
Oh no, that's the combined. That's the combined.
103. Yeah.
Patreon only cash league. So in third place we've got L Giles. In second place we've got C Tobin, and in first place we've got Ben Coles. Well done. He's up the top there quite a lot lately. Do you want to do the Premier?
Yep. Third place, Jake Bevan. Second place, Scott Harris. And top, Ben Coles.
Well played. Championship. This is the one kind of wanted you to read out.
I can read this one. I can see it.
Oh, do you want to do it?
So, so we've got Alex Wade, I believe, as first. Then we've got our own Concar at seconds. Well done. You've had an absolute blinder of 6 weeks. And is that Connor Tobin third?
Yeah. There we go. Aaron Wade, Wadey, top of the shop.
Have you know, if you have a look, templated teams first and second, by the way, they only have, I think, 1 or 2 players that are different. So it's a bit of a
colluding.
Yes.
League One, L Giles, M Warner in second, and G Payne in first. Again, top of League One. Well played, Anthony. How was the debut?
No, honestly, I was a little bit nervous at the beginning because obviously I've never done anything like this and I don't normally talk in front of crowds. Well, it's not a crowd, but it's a stream. But no, I really enjoyed it. As I say, if I get the chance to do it again, I know what to expect now and I'll be a lot more comfortable. So, but I loved it. It was really good, and I'd recommend anyone else that's on the Discord to give it a go because honestly, no, it is good fun. It's good fun.
Oh, brilliant,
and it's nice to help. It's nice to help everyone else out. Do you know what I mean? At the same time, so
face to a name as well.
Yeah, it was face to a name, and it's I'm sure I'm going to get some dramas about Photoshop and all that in the chat. But no, it's all right. It's I'm glad that I've got the opportunity to do this. So
wicked. Thanks for coming
on. I'm grateful. No, that's okay.
Cheers to everyone. Cheers to everyone that's joined us in the chat as well. All our patrons. This obviously goes live to the patrons in the live stream first. If you do want to become a Patreon, there'll be a link in the description below. I think we've got some exciting stuff coming up soon as well. Won't announce it all yet, but we're going to have the second chance. We'll probably have a second chance league competition coming up soon. Won't we, Ben?
Yep. The Patreon Cup.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'm looking forward to that. As I say, because I think I joined when the season started, so I missed out on all the cash leagues and everything like that. So I'll look forward to that.
Well, great chance to join now, isn't it, for the leagues?
Yeah, Alan's the current champion of that. He took my crown.
Well done. Probably fully deserved.
But yeah, like last thing quickly, Tony, who's obviously always on the pods, has got the he's doing a charity run at the minute, 2 miles a day. We're going to leave a link in the description below for that. What was it for again? Sorry, Ben.
Prostate cancer.
So we'll leave a link in the description below for that. But if you could help him out there, he's smashing that so far. I think he's about a week in. So if you can help out for that, do check the link in the description below for that. But we'll wrap that up. So thank you very much, everyone. And we'll see you on the next pod. Cheers.
Cheers, everyone. Thanks.
Cheers, guys.
Bye-bye.
Take care.